Hello, my friends on YouTube. Today is Sunday, the 3rd of December 2023. Today's video is Leaving Islam Globally. Just about an hour ago, I received a phone call that there was an explosion in a college in the Philippines, in the second largest island. Is called Mindanao, and I am very sure that those who have done that, actually there is a huge Muslim population in this island. However, Muslims don't do that because it's the religion of Islam, so they must be Hindu or Jews or Buddhist or something else, not Muslim. So let's go. 4 people were killed so far. I'm sure the number will go up, and 42 injured. All right. I want to start this video by mentioning one hadith. Hadith is what the founder of Islam spoke. It's not Quran, it is similar. And I'm going to put it in the description box. However, the wording I need to, because it says the translation is support. Support your brother, whether he was oppressing or oppressed. The real feeling of that, if I have to translate it, is not just oppressing or oppressed. If he was an oppressor or oppressed, support him. The word, when you translate it by itself, it should say make your brother victorious. Help him to be victorious, whether he is in the right or in the wrong. And I see that, you see, I support my brother definitely. If he's in the right. But if he's in the wrong, I'll try to stop him. And if he is committing a crime like killing somebody, my obligation is not that I hate my brother or I want him to suffer, but my moral obligation is to give him to the authority, to suffer or to be punished for what he had done. But let's say he is drinking and becoming alcoholic, or even if he is using illegal drugs, I will try to advise him and help him to stay away from that. Even if he is using illegal drugs, I will not give him to the authority. I will advise him and help him to leave these drugs, because he is not hurting anyone other than himself. So I will support him. Yes, I will help him to leave drugs, but I will never, and if he doesn't leave drugs, I will never give him up, inform the authority on him that he's using drugs. If they find out, that's another issue. But my moral obligation is to stand with my brother. That's okay in that case. Why am I mentioning this hadith? We are coming to explain that. As you see in the picture I put on my video, tennis. I read on the news and I received a video from a person sent me an email with a video. I was not aware of it, that Saudi Arabia is negotiating to have the World Expo in Riyadh, the capital of Saudi Arabia. And this is a big news. As well as Saudi Arabia is negotiating to have women tennis tournament played in Saudi Arabia. These are two very interesting subjects. If this is happening in Argentina or in Korea or anywhere, nobody will pay attention to that. But this is a big thing for an Islamic country to do that. Why? First, let's take tennis for women and also for men. Let's start with men. In the Islamic teaching, the private part of a man, it starts from the belly button until the knee. That part in men has to be covered because this is the private area. No man should expose more than the knee. Under the knee is okay. The leg from under the knee is not private area. Above the belly button, a man can walk bare shirt, and that's okay. Only from the belly button until the knee, that has to be covered, according to the teaching of the founder of Islam. However, men, when they play tennis, the short normally does not go to the knee. It's way above the knee. So, according to the teaching of Islam, this man is showing part of his private area, private parts. Okay? Worse than that is women tennis. Okay? No man will go to play tennis with a suit and necktie. Similarly, no woman will play tennis with that attire covering her face and her whole body, with all this abaya thing that covering every part, and on in the tennis court to play tennis. It will be stupid. We see tennis player, women tennis player, really to be free to move, they wear short skirt or shorts that it's quite short, and even the shirt is with straps. She needs to be free to move her arms to hit the ball. Saudi Arabia is inviting these two events to come to Saudi Arabia, knowing quite well that the women tennis, international tennis for women, that would be countries from all over the world coming to participate in that in Saudi Arabia. I'm very sure that these women coming to compete playing tennis will not wear the Islamic attire. They will wear what they are used to. And Saudi Arabia knows that very well. Yet they are opening the country now for that. All right. Furthermore, Saudi Arabia is, well, there were 4 countries bidding to have that expo in their country. That was Rome in Italy, Busan in South Korea, in the very tip of South Korea, and Odessa. Odessa is Ukraine, but because of the war in Ukraine, it was only Rome, Busan, and Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. France supported Saudi Arabia instead of Italy, instead of Rome. And Saudi Arabia won the bid to host the World Expo. Of course, that gives credibility to the nation. It makes it has weight on the worldwide scale. So Saudi Arabia is doing that, knowing quite well that the people who go to attend this event, they are people from all over the world. Some of these people, they like to drink wine with their dinner in the hotel after the day is over, they like to enjoy a meal with a glass of wine. So what are you going to do? Tell them no, it's forbidden? Why are you opening your country for that then? To restrict me? I do what I want. I'm free. So, excuse me. So, whether it's tennis or the Expo, Saudi Arabia opening the country for the infidels. What does that have to do with leaving Islam globally? Okay, we're coming to that. Let's say France primarily is a Catholic country. I'm not saying they are practicing or how many of them practicing. If you stop many French people on the street, maybe more than half of them don't go to churches, but if you ask that person, what faith do you belong to? He or she will tell you, I'm Catholic. You go to church, probably they never been to church. That's not the issue. If you go to Italy, the same thing. Rome, the Vatican is in Italy. Okay? Catholicism is, the root of Catholicism is Rome. Okay? So they, in a way, they can consider themselves as either brother country or sister countries, Italy and France. So if there is a problem, if France has a fire that cannot deal with it on its own, Rome or Italy has moral obligation to help France. That's common sense. Or even if they are not of the same faith, just you're supposed to help your neighbor. If your neighbor's house is on fire, you try to help as much as you could. That's natural. What does that have to do with leaving Islam globally? When we see what's happening in Gaza today, I'm not saying who's right or who's wrong. That's not the issue here. When you see what's happening in Gaza and Saudi Arabia, the birthplace of Islam, similar to Rome, the birthplace of Catholicism, and fire is in France and Rome automatically help, or Italy is automatically helping. If Italy doesn't help, that will be very strange because it's the next door neighbor and they are not helping and they are of the same type. Something strange here. And the same way here, Saudi Arabia, the birthplace of Islam, and Gaza, Hamas are definitely Muslim. Their constitution is pure Islam. If you want to look at it, you can Google it. Hamas constitution is Islam. Totally Muslim. So why the birthplace of Islam is not helping people support pure Islam? I left Islam that's on the individual living, on the individual level leaving Islam. And many individuals have left Islam, and many of them left with their families. So you have individual level, like myself, and you have family level left Islam. Later on you hear of United Arab Emirates. These are few small countries decided to unite, and together they did announce it that we are leaving Islam, but their action suggests so. So they separated religion from state, and now they have they say we have freedom of religion. So if you are a person who is working, a foreigner working in United Arab of Emirates, let's say from India, and you are Hindu, they have Hindus temple or temples rather in United Arab of Emirates. They have churches, they have Buddhist temples, they have Baha'i temples, and so on and so forth. There's freedom to practice your faith. If you are non-religious, that's fine. They don't. They are not forcing you to be religious. That's a nation leaving Islam. Although they don't say it out loud, but it is a nation leaving Islam. A Muslim nation previously left Islam. Now, we come to Saudi Arabia. They are not saying we left Islam, but action is more powerful than words. When Gaza is burning and Saudi Arabia is focusing on it, is moving forward to advance the well-being of its citizens, to advance by inviting technology and technological advancement through this expo, and inviting the world to attend tennis tournament, men and women in Saudi Arabia. Most of these people who are going to attend, many of them, they like to drink a glass of wine with dinner. You have to serve wine, you have to serve alcohol, you have to open your beaches. Some of these people, probably women, will wear bikinis. That's all against the teaching of the founder of Islam, against the teaching of Islam. Everybody knows that. Now, why Saudi Arabia is not, like in the case of Rome helping France, Saudi Arabia, why is it not helping Gaza and the people of Gaza? Actually, in terms of helping the people of Gaza, everyone, Egypt is helping the people of Gaza. I'm sure Saudi Arabia is helping the people of Gaza. However, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, they may not say it verbally because they are going to be under attack, like what happened in the Philippines this morning. Suicide bomber put a bomb in college. It will happen frequently in these countries that Hamas, instead of fighting wherever they are fighting, they will start to do suicide bombing in Egypt, in Saudi Arabia, everywhere to disturb peace. So they are not saying it verbally, but they are turning their back to this nonsense. And they know that the fight in the fight in Gaza, it is not really for land, and it's not for religion, it's not for Islam either. It is to establish political power, and that's to Hamas is used not just by the Muslim. Hamas is used by the left, the communist, the communist party, because communism and Islam are two ideologies that you could say identical. One difference, that Muhammad was smarter than Karl Marx. He put a God somewhere to get them united around this idea of Allah. If the communist, if Kim Jong-un, the leader of North Korea, put Allah in his in his constitution, is the center of our ideology and the center of our struggle and the center of attacking others, they will marry the Muslim. They will be husband and wife. Al-Azhar leader will hug Kim Jong-un, even if he is committing the worst atrocity to his people. That's okay. He's the Caliphate. He can do whatever he wants. And the people have to say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, today, you have that happening in the world. To me, these are many people actually disagree with me and they say you're crazy. But these are signs I see. As I have seen myself when I left Islam, I could see the signs that it's not only me, other people are leaving, and they are leaving in greater speed on the individual level and some on the family level. Now, there's a new trend that people on the national level, nations are turning their back to Islam. And the best proof of that is if you don't help the people of Gaza now, when do you want to help them? If Egypt, which primarily always helped Gaza, is not helping now. They are closing the border with Gaza because they don't want the headache of Hamas. And nobody can blame them. Saudi Arabia knows. Saudi Arabia knows the whole story. And they know how Islam works, how communism works, and how they are working together, Muslim and the left. And even this is exposed here in the United States. Many of the left, they are very good friends with the Muslim. Their ideas match. Is like a glove. They fit together. The Muslim person will tell the communist, you're only if you just believe in Allah, we are one. No difference. You can kill, you can steal, you can lie, you can commit any crime you want to achieve your objective in Islam and in communism. Morality is irrelevant there. Do whatever you want to achieve what you want. Power. You control the world. What does communism want to do? Control the world. What Islam wants to do? Control the world. And even actually democracy, but at least democracy, they put it on the table and you choose. We thank you very much. We hope to hear from you.